Will Tennyson just came out with his cookbook, so I'm gonna do what I do best: eat. In today's video, I will be making 4 of his recipes, giving a rating for each one, and letting you know if I think the cookbook is worth buying. And it is rude to skip dessert, so make sure you stay till the end. Let's get into it. If anyone knows me, they know that I am not a huge fan of making breakfast. Recently, I started doing my protein muffins, which I had been eating every morning during my cut. I don't want to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. That being said, there's a perfect recipe that Will has that we can get in and get out. This is called the Healthy Sausage and Egg McWill. I'm glad me and him have similar thoughts, because in my recipe book, I have a Nick chicken. So you could buy my cookbook and his cookbook and get a combo meal. God, that's so dumb, but it's pretty funny. Hell yeah. As far as the sausages go, I didn't know how many calories they should be, how big the sausages they should be. The one thing I try to do in my cookbook is if there's something that might be ambiguous, I try to put like the calories in parentheses next to it. I'm getting 160 calories in each one of these sausage patties, and I think that's what's pushing the macros over that I'll tell you in a little bit. What I do like right off the bat is that all of his recipes, at least the ones that I have seen and clicked on, have a YouTube video with my recipe book too. Essentially every single recipe has a video to go along with it, just in case like you're like, I'm not sure what to really do with these instructions. Now we have this beautiful oil from the turkey sausages and the fat that we're already counting into our macros. It's gonna make it way more delicious if we cook the egg whites in that fat. And just a little bit of pepper. I bought the 100-calorie muffins that Thomas has. So I'm just going to toast these directly on the pan. The issue with cooking everything in one pan when you have multiple components that you're not cooking at the same time is that some of these things get cold or lukewarm by the time one of the things is hot. So this bun is about to be hot, nice and toasty. The sausages are gonna be cold if I put everything together. The reason why a lot of these things are so good by the time you get home is the steam from the parchment paper really helps to soften everything up and make all those flavors come together. Super soft, cheese is perfectly melty. This looks absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. You get a whole bunch of meat versus McDonald's, and you get that little thin patty. Next time I'd probably mix in some of my 0-calorie maple syrup into the meat itself, and I think that would give it more of that breakfast sausage taste. Gonna wash it down with the brand new grape Gorilla Mind energy drink. Oh my God, it is so good. If you've ever wanted grape 0 sugar soda mixed with the best energy drink in the game as far as not only taste, but also all the ingredients in it that help you focus, give you energy, and get you in the zone, this is it. You could use code E4CM at checkout for 10% off your order. You know, I love McMuffins, but it's not like pizza, ice cream, top of the chain. It's like a 8.3, 8.4, very high, but not, I can't get into those 9s. 9's like all-time favorites. As for the macros, 652 calories, 61 protein, 59 carb, 26 fat, and he has 560 calories. So mine's 100 calories more. Either way, you're getting essentially 1 gram of protein for every 10 calories. It's still excellent, and you get to enjoy McMuffins in the morning. We're 1 for 1. Let's see in meal 2 if we can go 2 for 2. Oh, double up. Oh. Hey. I would be lying to you if I didn't feel like an absolute criminal. Why, you ask? It has been 4 years, probably around 2 years of making recipes, and I still do not have a chicken sandwich on the channel. So because of that, I'm going to make sure that within the next 3 to 6 months, I get a bomb ass chicken sandwich. I just think that I could probably make one of the best ones, if not the best one, on YouTube. However, today we are making Will's spicy, crispy chicken sandwich. And this is where we start getting into gripes. Not having grams is fucking stupid. Some things are in ounces, some things are in grams, some things are in teaspoons, some things are in cups. Here's the issue. I literally haven't used these in so long, I don't even know where they are. For some people, 3/4 cup means pushing it into the cup as hard as you can. That would add way too many calories. And some people say heaping teaspoon or heaping whatever, and they'll put this much, adds way too many calories. And then some people do it the right way, and they take it out and they put the knife and they scrape it off. It definitely should have gram measurements across the board. That's just like the norm, especially in any of the anabolic or low calorie recipe community. Everyone has a scale. He says in the book, get a scale, but some things are in grams and some things are in cups and some things are in teaspoons. I already did all the math in my app and I'm going to use that. 2 chicken sandwiches is gonna last about 5 minutes in this household. So what I did was I just put all the chicken that I had in there, and I'm also going to double up on all of the dry ingredients just so I could bread all of these breasts and get them all cooked at the same time. And I highly recommend you do that too, just to save time on the back end. One thing I would have done, and I'm trying to follow the recipe, so I'm not going to do it, is put some of the wet mixture in here and mix it around to get more craggly bits like we're actually frying the chicken. A little tip I would include in the instructions too is to really make sure you get in the cracks. A lot of times these chicken breasts spread apart and then there's like a completely bare portion. It's also kind of weird that you only show the protein and the calories, not the carbs or the fat. I think the prep and the cook time should definitely be in there as well. I feel like that's almost a standard in cookbooks, and sadly that's something that's missing. In my cookbook, if you click on the top, which is the title of my recipe book, you can go right back to the table of contents. For this, I had to go all the way to the start. You can't even go back to the start of the section. You just have to scroll, or you have to put like a page number in manually. That is definitely something, if he can, that I would add in as an update. I will say, as far as the pictures, his are more professional than mine, and his layout is great. Chicken, it's all breaded. It took me about, I don't know, 12-15 minutes to bread. I'm about to air fry these real quick, and it says 25 minutes. I noticed that Will's chicken has a huge thickness to it. If you are the type of person that cuts your chicken breast in half or tries to make it as flat as possible so it cooks as evenly as possible, like these, it's probably gonna take 10 to 15 minutes tops for this to cook through. And that's why I think one of these is just a tool that should be in every single person's kitchen, because the thermometer will tell you whether it's done or not. These can get scorched if you cook it for too long. Anyways, let's cook. We just have one more thing to do before post-workout meal is ready, and that is make our sauce. If you know anything about me and the channel, you know I love low-calorie sauces. Just made a 0-cal syrup and also have a chipotle aioli that I always, literally always, have in my fridge. But we're gonna make it and try the shit out of it. Let's check our chicken. Yeah, so my chickens are finishing in about 10 minutes. That is 15 minutes lower than what is recommended. Of course, for a classic chicken sandwich, we need to have pickles, and we have potato buns toasting as we speak. They're supposed to be brioche buns. The only brioche buns that H-E-B had were f***ing 220 calories. So instead, I went with the 150 calorie potato buns. Potato buns are awesome. A nice generous layer of our Cajun. What I like to do with like pickled jalapenos or whatever, especially like on a pizza, I like to take some of the juice out of it so it doesn't sog up the whole sandwich. This is an 8-ounce piece of chicken breast. It's going to hang off a lot on both sides. Doesn't really bother me. What I am gonna do is still put some spicy whatever mayo on top, just so I have more than just chicken on this. There's nothing left to do but try it. It is so good. It tastes very comparable to a fried chicken sandwich. Even these thin parts that did get a little bit hotter and overcooked are still super duper juicy. I love it, but I'm always a little bit disappointed when it says spicy and there's barely any heat. Like, you just get a little touch. To me, if you're gonna tell me spicy, make it spicy. We're talking a good 8.4 out of 10. 570 calories, 55 protein, I don't know fat, and I don't know carbs because he didn't list them. But we're gonna go straight to meal 3. In honor of the name of the cookbook, Strip Down and Get Cooking, I decided to strip down and get cooking. Now, I know all of you don't want to watch me chop a bunch of vegetables, so I did that for the past 8 minutes or so. This is the one pot deconstructed lasagna, by the way. Now, I don't understand the obsession with turkey in lasagna. You could get low calorie or lower fat ground beef. Usually lasagna is ground beef and ground pork. But I'm trying to follow the rules. I'm really not good with following the rules, even though I actually make recipes and want people to follow my rules. I'm not very good at following them when I think there could be a better substitute. Since I've been cooking all day and it's the end of the night, I wanted to make something fast. So why I chose this recipe and why I love one pot recipes in general, which is why I love my one pot mac and cheese recipe, is literally it's all done in one place. While that's cooking, I'm gonna get our noodles ready. And it said any kind of dried noodle, but to me it's kind of dumb to make lasagna and not use lasagna noodles. I don't like mushrooms, so I'm really hoping that the sauce and everything else covers it up. The house is smelling like garlic. That's when you know it is sauteed and ready. And now we're gonna add tomatoes. He used what looked like a tomato, like pre-made pasta sauce. I would rather use some high quality crushed tomatoes. This is only going to make the recipe better. But everything else I'm following, I promise, I promise. I almost forgot to mention, I do like that this book has 69 recipes. I think that that is absolutely priceless, to be honest. And I wonder if he was at like 68 or like 70 and he's like, no. We gotta be at 69, we gotta take one off. For $50, you're getting 70 recipes. I think that is a great price point. So now we're just going to add the noodles in. I'm assuming we just wanna get them covered. What I love about this recipe is it calls for some real shit. Now, he doesn't specify low-fat ricotta on here, which I definitely think he should, because in the video, he does use low-fat ricotta. And then I'm using real Parmigiano Reggiano. And we are done. So what I'm gonna do is transfer this to my other pot. Then we add our cheese. All right, under the broiler it goes. We are looking absolutely gorgeous. Oh my God. Cream, it's a great day. I guess all we have to do now is cut it up and eat some. Well, it's not gonna be the prettiest. Oh my God, look at that cheese. With my luck, my dumbass will grab this with my bare hand and burn the shit out of myself. This is just f***ing great. Wow. They were like, psych. It's not even fair because Greg's was with the palmini noodles, but oh my God, this is so much better than Greg's. Can't taste the mushrooms either. I like the chicken sandwich a notch more. So I'm gonna give this like an 8.1 out of 10. Very good, has room for improvement, more salt, more simmer time, and I would probably honestly do more ragout. I mean, I can never get enough cheese. I'm a cheese whore. 575 calories, 41 protein. Absolutely mwah for the calories. We have to have dessert though, so I'll see you very soon. Since the day this recipe was posted nearly 3 years ago, I have gotten 50 to 150 requests to make this recipe. So, out of pure luck and Will coming out with the cookbook, here we are. Now Will, love you bro, but I remember watching this video and seeing how your apple fritters turned out, and wow, they very well could taste good, and I will find out very soon. There's no way that they look like this picture, and there's no way that this recipe made this picture. These look like they came straight from the bakery or the store. Now maybe you redid the recipe, and I will apologize to the nth degree if I'm wrong, but I will be pretty sad if you put a fake picture of the apple fritters in here, because all of my pictures in my cookbook were made using the exact recipe that I made, using the instructions that I had. What I do love about this recipe, one, it has grams, and two, it is so easy. Now, even a guy that has 2 supplement companies that both make protein powder and having probably 10 different flavors, I don't have apple pie like you had. So I'm gonna have to use vanilla here. I honestly don't know how this is gonna work. Everything stuck to my hands. I might have used too much apple, but it says use half an apple, so I used half an apple. It's another place that I think putting grams would be huge. The best thing you could do when you have sticky dough like this is spray your hands with oil. This is not looking too hot. Well, I followed this to a T. It also doesn't say what kind of protein powder to use. It says of choice. I don't know if he was using whey. I've never used that brand that he was using. See you in 12 minutes. Let's take a look. I knew I should have checked it. 12 minutes sounded like a long time, but I was trying to follow the rules and I was doing the dishes, and here we are. Damn, not even close. The inside looks good. The outside is burnt. Let's see if I can salvage this. What I don't understand is how the calories add up, because we're looking at 410 calories versus this says 530. All right, here goes nothing. The inside isn't overcooked. It's soft, essentially perfectly done. So it's the air fryer heating element that's burning the outside. And the icing, kind of, I don't know, just tastes a little bit bland to me. The problem with the erythritol icing is that it tastes like, essentially like cold sweetness. It's good. It's just, when I think back on this day of eating, and I think of the first 3 meals, essentially every meal was like, holy shit. And then you get to dessert and it's underwhelming. It's just a letdown, you know? And I'm definitely calling cap. Even if I did it for less minutes, I'm definitely calling cap on that picture. I gotta go like 6.7. This says 265, 16 protein for each serving. I'm getting 410, so 120 less calories for the entire thing. On the day, we have 2,214 calories, 197 protein. I don't know carb and I don't know fat because I don't know what the fat and the carbs were in the crispy chicken sandwich. However, without the crispy chicken sandwich, we're at 222 carb, good amount being from the swerve, and 49 grams of fat. For me, that would be cutting. That would be an excellent amount of calories, especially for the amount of food and the goodness of the food that I got to eat today. Almost all of my gripes had to do with the book itself, which honestly could just be corrected errors if they went back and updated some things. But once everything was put together and eaten, everything besides the apple fritter was excellent. So do I think you should buy the book, and do I think it is worth it? Absolutely. Now you might be wondering if Greg's cookbook that just came out a few weeks ago is also worth it. And if you want to check out this video here, I will do a very in-depth review just like this one and let you know if his cookbook is worth the price. Until next time, deuces.